Thank you for asking the question. I indeed think that, first of all, citizens are not enough questioned about that. They just have to follow the rules and pay the tax, but their opinion is rarely asked. So the first thing I would advise, and my first idea and my first request also as a citizen and taxpayer, would be exemplarity, which is the idea that within the state and the public administration and all the things that are fully owned and or controlled by the state and the administration, that the whole set of logical sustainable development rules should be applied in regards to electricity. That would be things regarding maybe the LEDs, going straight from incandescents to LEDs without going towards the low consumption light bulbs. Another idea would be, for example, to install sensors within each of the room of the public building and administration in order to lower electrical consumption. And maybe there could be some thinking about lighting buildings at night where there is no one in the streets, maybe between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. It's a true question for who are those lights for. So that would be my first point. The state and the various communication department of the various departments are very good at explaining what consumer and companies should do regarding sustainable development and economies of energy, including electricity. It would be fantastic. They would just strongly 100% apply those rules themselves. That will be an excellent thing because it will also give to the citizen a strong incentive to follow the good example. As today, what's actually happening is exactly the opposite. Citizens tend to think, well, I would love to do it, but if the state, with all his money and all his will and all his political thinking, cannot do it, why would I bother? So that's one thing. First thing is exemplarity. My second idea would be about insourcing the energy costs within product, which is something that you could look at more widely. Speaking about sustainable development, the fact that the cost of pollution or the environmental costs are generally never included within the price of product, it's something that actually makes the choice unfair and unclear for the final consumer. Let's take a pack of blueberry that could come from France or surrounding Italy. It's actually exactly the same price that a pack of blueberry that have been grown with a light bulb in Holland, or a pack of blueberry coming from Peru or Chile. Personally not against the fact that those products can be there all year, even out of seasons. I'm also not against at all the fact that the Chilean and Peruvian farmers can export their product within Switzerland or France and surrounding Europe, although I think that the cost of pollution should be internalized. And therefore I'm very much confident that people would not buy a pack of 125 grams of blueberry for 25 francs, which would actually include the cost of fuel, pollution, carriage, logistics, and all the inherent costs behind the fact of bringing a very small, tiny food product from exactly the antipodes, exactly the other side of the world. So everything I speak now about energy or pollution is fully also logical with electricity. The fact that there is a lot of product, also services that include and relies on electricity consumption, and this electricity consumption is rarely included in sourced within the cost of the product. If it would then give a clearer choice to the consumer and enable the consumer to have a clear view of what he's actually buying, with not only the products but also the consequence, the effects that the product is actually making on a global scale.
Excellent. And as a subsidiary question,
Yeah.
as we're at Lift, how would you suggest that we could better spend our carbon footprint that Lift09 is costing this year? Let's say we have 1,000 francs that has been calculated. How would you spend that money if you were given the choice?
Well, 1,000 francs is not a lot of money, so I would tend to say something that easy that could be done, and would be to provide and recycle bins within the conference, and not only bins, and be able to make some sorting of the waste automatically before you actually throw the waste to the bin, as it's generally done in the city schools today. The other idea would be maybe to provide to foreigners as well as Swiss resident bus pass included with the ticket, because me and my team, for example, came with the car.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.